Alright. Definitely been a while. We didn't have the stream we were supposed to on Tuesday. Household stuff happening, so. Anyway. Hopefully we could remember anything of what we saw last week. October 18, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio One at Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well, I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the the security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there's a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer. The defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then, after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Really? Now, jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's case, in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? I think I can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Hey, samurai spear out of the court record. This spear was found stuck in the chest of the victim. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Will the witness declare her name? My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please? Oh, dearie. No need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. Wendy Old Bag, dearie. So just call me Grandma. Even though I was young, she's still an old bag, but it's not really. But still, Wendy Old... Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony? Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. Witness account. Right. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5 p.m. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading toward the studio. You saw the defendant, then? Very well, let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Okay, so first off, we know she didn't see... nothing. Earrings. Were you really? Were you really? So you're watching her the whole time? No breaks? Not even a second? Of course! I am a professional, you know. Or are you criticizing how I do my job, whippersnapper? No, it's just after seeing you eat those donuts at the guard station yesterday. I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time. Snipper-whapper. Snipper-whapper? Old Windbag is losing it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection? So, the witness was on duty through the afternoon the whole time. Very well. What did you see? Did it happen at 2:30? I want to see what my actual data has. 2:30, okay. The map, card. Okay, so we're gonna have to show the, well, not show the photo, we're gonna press her on who she saw. 2 o'clock, you're sure? Sure as spit. Well, who was the man? Really, you should try to not get so excited at your age. You might strain something. Now, don't get your skivvies all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was. Powers, the man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. Was he? Was he really? So you saw Mr. Powers? That's what I said. Got wax in your ear, sonny? Nick, this is your chance. Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon. Say it again, it was him. Okay, yeah.
Objection!
Let me get this straight, old bag. Ms. Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than a steel samurai, defender of Neo, Old Tokyo. Ms. Oldbag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Ms. Witness. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised. The prosecution would like to ask the witness, please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me, this isn't any good as evidence, pal. Didn't even give it a second look. Wow. Old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof, then. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg, see? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? So he had sprained his ankle. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Oh boy. Okay. That morning, during the run through the action scene. Hold on. How is she seeing it? Where is she seeing it from? Trip and fall. Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better? I kissed it where it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her. She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. You may continue your testimony. Okay, so she was there in the morning. Why was she there in the morning? Who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was Powers. He's the Steel Samurai. Then poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate. And me. And what exactly were you doing? Observing, just observing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and stuff. So she didn't see the run-through then. What do I have as... okay. Here's through the chest. The guide map. he's dragging one leg. He broke one of the props. Which prop? He broke a prop. Sure did. His own samurai spear. His samurai spear, the murder weapon. Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as a significant detail. I'd better write this down on the court record. Break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. I think we've heard enough, haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is... where is this steel samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the steel samurai, yes. And it is clear that the person in the steel samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor? I'm gonna object. I don't know why I'm objecting. Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the steel samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. Continued. Oh boy. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. So, if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be this steel samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay, so, first off, hold on. Does that spear look like it's been broken? Did they pass them through a set of stage armor with a broken spear? We already know that Penny's there, right? What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before 1 o'clock? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. Hold on. Hold on. Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness. That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy? Old Windbag sure has balls, or, well, you know what I mean. Old Windbags have a way of skipping over important details, after all. Or, for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps? Okay, I don't have... Hold on. Like, people could have been entirely, like, in Studio 2 or something. Or is it not closed or something? I don't know. Let me see, well... What happens if I show the map? I don't know. Well, nah. Yeah, sure. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. Does? I don't see anything contradictory. Huh? Really? Objection overruled. Better think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright. Alright, okay. Oops, that didn't go so well. Okay, fine. Well, again, you still didn't see Mr. Powers. You saw... Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody suspicious looking. Right. Well, tell me about the time of the death. How do you know that? Huh? Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal, he told me everything. I see Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officers' fondness for donuts. Well... Wait, hold on. The photo was at 2? Did they spend a whole half hour there? What are they doing for that whole half hour? I don't know what to say. Okay, I've pressed this, right? What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before 1 o'clock? Everyone was in the employee area before then. Lock the main gate so no one can get in. Not to mention, if they had, would have seen them. I mean, yeah, we saw this. Nobody's suspicious looking. Okay, let me go ahead and present I mean, the photo, probably. Or... Sure, why not? Your Honor, that statement contradicts this... Yeah, doesn't get it. Mark. Try! Yeah, none of those are useful. If they had, you would have seen it. I still don't think that's the case. Are you sure? Objection. The witnesses answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness. Right, Sonny. What we got? I mean... But we... I don't have enough testimony to answer this. Wait, photo number 2. There should have been a photo number 1, right? Remember that. Is he gonna... Can I show this properly? There you go. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. So, whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you did know your head from a hole in the ground. Right. Anyway. It's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words, October 15, 2 p.m., photo number 2. Even I know that it means it was taken 2 p.m. on October 15th, really, Sonny. Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says, photo number 2. Photo number 2. The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it was really the only photo? Order, order. Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1 but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself. Me? You watch your mouth, whippersnapper! The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Oh, well, yes, that's what it would seem to me. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help! Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Somehow you are, you whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai? Oh, well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. I see. Your testimony, please.